Hi, Mark here from the Tangent-Bound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangent-Bound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangent-Bound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangentBoundNetwork.com and see if Tangent-Bound Network is right for you.
Hello, and welcome to the Moving the Needle podcast, where we ask, what moves you? Excellent or bogus? Did anyone do the right thing? Do you mess with the Zohan? With me tonight to discuss Do the Right Thing, Rocky vs. Creed, childhood, guilty pleasures, a test of time, you don't mess with the Zohan, once upon a time in Hollywood. With me tonight is Stephanie.
Hello.
Roy. Hello. And Henno. Yo, we want to thank you for listening on iTunes. We're also available on Spotify, just about everywhere you can find podcasts. We are, so come on now,
Google
let
Play.
us know. Email us at mtnpodcast@gmail.com or on facebook.com/mtnpod. Twitter and tweet us at mtnpod. There's so many ways to find us.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a Spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language episode 466.
The sexiest podcast on the network.
Yep.
466, I got nothing.
Yeah, I
Got
know.
nothing clever to say for that number.
Well, it's a tough number to really be clever about. I mean, you know, 466. Yeah, I got nothing there either.
Route 66?
Yeah.
One less from 666,
No.
the sign of the beast?
No. Now, we're a long way from being able to do cool 666, references.
That's true. That's
So,
true.
we still got, 4 years before we hit that mark, or 3 years,
It's a long ways away.
Yeah, it's a while.
But stay tuned, people.
Right. riding this sumbitch till the wheels fall off, and then we're still gonna push.
Exactly.
We're gonna Fred Flintstone that shit afterward.
What if that's when we decide to just stop episode 666?
Yeah, that's a good spot for us to stop. You know.
Then we'll start season 2.
Yeah. I actually really like that move. You know, I've always wondered that though, like with podcasts. I've never really had this happen to me, but I think I've mentioned it before, like the concept of, you know, like when you go into comic books, if you pick up Spider-Man and it's issue like 600, you're like, Jesus, you know, like how much history don't I know about a character or whatever, you know, versus if it's an issue 1 or 10 or whatever, you know, you feel like you're a little more at the ground floor, which I know is why the comic companies keep rebooting their numbers. And I know it's also part of the reason why a lot of podcasts do seasons, you know, so that they can do, it's like, oh, this is only episode 4 of the season, not, oh, hey, it's Salty Language 466.
Yeah. Like, oh my God, all the backstory.
Yeah. Well, and, you know, on a lot of podcasts like ours and stuff, you know, I mean, there's so many jokes and inside jokes and things we reference from even the beginning. You know, so it's...
I got the greatest idea ever done. All right, so we do season 2, right? Eventually.
Yeah.
And episode 1 is nothing but references and inside jokes.
Oh no, man, we're not even giving
zero explanation.
Jeez. Like, come on, man. Even school gives you a quick refresh before they go into the next, you know, bit of math or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. That's fair.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I like that idea. I there is something to me that is tickling me about the idea of going to 666 and then doing season 2.
Right.
That just feels like an us thing. So stay tuned. Maybe we will.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. Whatever. Oh man. So I nearly trucked over a blind old lady today.
Really?
On accident.
Well, at least she couldn't pick you out of a lineup.
You never know. Maybe she's got crazy... she might have been barefoot. She might have been able to feel everything around her.
Oh, shit, son.
Yeah, sorry. I'm making an Avatar reference. It's like Crazy Man now, so...
Right. Well, first off, since you made that reference, you've seen the episode I wanted you to watch.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Let me tell my old lady story first. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you're right. I should never have taken you off the path of running over an old lady.
Right, or we'll never go back.
I should actually speed you up along that path.
Yeah, you should be pushing me. Yeah.
Yes.
Like we're a bobsled team.
Yeah.
So I go into, there's, you know, a little store up the road here called Food Town. And I went in there today, and as I'm walking, I go get what I'm getting on the way out. I'm just just hitting it with the quickness, because, you know, that's what I do when I'm in stores. And I'm usually like, I want to get away from all the people. And the entrance is usually like, you know, one of the places where there's, you know, you got people coming and going, and they only have one set of doors there. They don't have, you know, an in and an out. So anyway.
And sometimes, Ryan, you got to like drop your shoulder and hit the pocket.
Well, no, the thing was, I saw the woman who was walking with her come in with a cart, and, you know, I just kind of, shifted myself, you know, did a quick turn, because I'm going to take the turn out the door tight, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, right as I do it, I hear the woman say to the blind woman, "There's a guy coming out, so you want to move to your right." And I'm like, oh shit, because I'm thinking, I'm seeing the woman now, and I'm like, I don't know if I can stop without blowing this lady. Like, it's about to be oh shit, I forgot what it was called. That segment that used to be on ESPN's NFL. Oh, Jacked Up. You know.
Just see some security camera footage from the parking lot. She got jacked up.
Dude, I mean, you know, and because I made that cut, I kind of lowered my center of gravity a little bit. You know.
Sweep the leg.
No, I'm talking like lower the shoulder, because I'm going to run through, you know, I'm running north to south here. We're not there's no cutbacks in my game, you know.
No, exactly.
I'm all power. I'm not. There's no finesse here.
Yeah.
So right as I turned, this woman sidestepped. She must have kind of just felt me. You know how like sometimes when people are near you, you kind of just get a feeling that there's someone near you. You know, and
well, it might have been your battle cry too.
Also that, yeah. Because you know, like, you know, I got my hand out because I'm gonna just bury it in. You know, I'm gonna hit her like LaDainian Tomlinson, stiff arm, put her to the ground, like, you know, and step on her.
Absolutely.
Because
just keep trucking.
Right.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, so I turned real quick. She's right there, but she, you know, I did shift a little to my right, and as she shifted, it was just very. If there had been another second or two in there, it would have been ugly. Because I had already planted my foot, you know, in the ground and pushed off pretty strong. So it wasn't looking good for her. But, you know, then again, you never know. You know, maybe because she's blind, she has, you know, maybe her tackling strength is tenfold. You know, I don't know.
Maybe she would have like ninja flipped over you.
Maybe, you know, or maybe she just like hit a nerve point on me or something, and I'd just drop like a sack of potatoes, you know, who knows, you know.
But let's be honest, you probably would have just shattered her hip.
Probably, yeah. And then as I passed, you know, and I'm heading out, I heard the other woman go, "Woo, that was close." So, it's like,
I'm thinking you probably should have hit her with like a Farouk spine buster.
Probably, yeah. Well, can you imagine be like in the, you know, that little paper, the Bedford Press or whatever it's called up here, you know, it'd be like a headline, and just like you said, security footage of me just stiff arming, it's, you know, just pushing her,
driving her right into like that little metal divider that keeps the doors separate.
Yeah. Oh man, that's not the way you want to make the paper, you know. Maybe, I don't know. But
yeah, he was quoted as saying, "Move, bitch, get out the way."
Yeah. Then he proceeded to do the icky shuffle.
Get out the way, bitch, get out the way.
Doing the icky shuffle wasn't enough. He then proceeded to do the stanky leg over her as well. And then
after dumping her hurt form into a local shopping cart and shoving it into the road while dancing.
He was assessed a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct and arrested by local authorities. He is now out on bond.
Yeah, James Bond.
Yeah, of course. Oh man!
Wow, well that's exciting. Almost taking out an old lady. I mean, it sounds like evolution to me.
Well, here's what I'm thinking about:
survival of the fittest.
The part that really stuck in my head was how many times in life do we not know that we were like seconds or inches away from just literally getting lit up by whatever, you know, a car accident, just someone trucking your ass, just whatever it is, you know. It's just one of those, because like if that woman wouldn't have said, "Ooh, that was close," this woman probably wouldn't have had much of a clue that I was twice her size and probably easily twice her weight. I mean, dude, this would have been like a cat trying to stop Refrigerator Perry, you know, like
when you see
it wasn't good.
Those Japanese wrestling videos and they're like powerbombing kids and shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It would have turned out like that video that we love of Sting just throwing that kid around the living room.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Oh, dude, it was close. I've had a lot of close calls like that where, you know, you almost run into somebody, but this one, admittedly, I was moving a little too fast, but I thought it was clear sailing. So I'm just, you know, like you just pick your pace up a little bit. But yeah, like I said, the worst part would have been that I turned a little, like lowered my shoulder. So it would have been the full brunt of me and probably my left shoulder planted square in her collarbone. It would have not been good.
I mean, that'll learn her for not paying attention.
Oh man, it would have. Yeah. So anyway.
I mean, dare I say, Brian, you might have set up a Final Destination situation for her.
Maybe.
Look, she might be dodging shit for the next couple of weeks before something finally gets her.
Yeah. Death's standing outside and I miss, and he's like, "Come on, man!"
Yeah. Throws his clipboard in the air.
Yeah. That's not how I drew it up. He just has a straight line and a skull. That's the play.
Dude, I love the idea of Coach Death.
Right? He's got the headset on, over the robe and everything.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. He comes up to me, grabbing me by the face mask,
You were supposed to hit her. That's how I envisioned it.
I told you, go through. Go through her. Sorry, Coach.
Good old Coach Death.
Yep. That's basically every play he calls. It's just it's a line, and then it's just like a skull and crossbones.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Sometimes it's a curved line, sometimes it's not.
Right. Or it's a little drawing.
Every once in a while, though, he's got an elaborate Wile E. Coyote situation.
Right. Like, I know, Coach, run through him, blah, blah, blah. Nah. This is 642 Omaha, 38 right with a Y formation on 3. You're like, wait, what?
What?
He's like, fuck you. Of course it's running him right over. Coach Death's all about the north-south. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. All he does is run the ball.
Yeah, on offense, he's all north-south, East to west is for defense,
And pansies.
And, yeah. Oh, man. Good shit, though. So anyway, so yeah, you mentioned Avatar. Well, I mentioned Avatar, I guess, but yeah, I was trying to get through season 2 completely before we recorded, but I'm on episode. I finished episode 17 last night.
Well, you have bypassed me.
All right, so where I'm at, because you've already watched it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm at the one where the group is splitting up, and the the 3 sisters or whatever. I'm air quoting for those who spoilers for anyone, but I'm not really giving anything. Anyway, the 3 sisters end up at the Bonson's, or was it Benson? I don't forget the fucking city they end up at.
Oh, Ba Sing Se?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I always fuck it up. So, yeah, when they get there, then that's the cut is, when it's like, oh, welcome, sisters. And then, spoilers, you realize that it's, fuck, I can't, I am just blanking on names right now, which is funny because I've actually been pretty good in talking with other people about the names on this show.
God damn it, Brian.
The kid with the scars sister.
Oh, Azula?
Yes, thank you. Azula.
Yeah.
So, dude, I gotta say one thing real quick. In this season, this is no spoiler at all. That episode where they did the little story for each character. Mwah, chef's kiss. Amazing.
I'm telling you, man.
The
show.
Dude, the Iroh one. Oh, man. I mean, my allergies might have been acting up a little bit at the end of that one,
Oh, right.
And then for them to dedicate it to Mako, the guy who does his voice, I was like, oh, come on now. But then I'm like, all right, I'm good. They do a couple more. Then there's the Momo part of it where he's missing Appa.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, come on now. Like, I thought we were done with the misty eyes, but,
Yeah, heartstrings.
I know, right? But that episode, like, top to bottom was really good.
Right.
It's like, man, I'd kind of like to have seen maybe, like, one of those a season would have been kind of a fun thing to do. But I really dug that episode. But, yeah, this show is so good. I can't get over how good it is.
Episode that I'm so happy you got to watch is... Oh my God! When he introduced Toph, it's a total big time wrestling episode.
Oh my God, it is too.
With the Boulder.
Yeah.
The Boulder thinks that.
Yeah, he talks in third person the whole time. It's great. Well, in the way they set it up too, there's little things that people who don't watch wrestling might not get. Like when they're like, and now the guy from the Fire Nation in the crowd's like, boo! And it's like, dude, that's
Yeah.
totally like in wrestling when they're like, hey, look, here's a Russian. And every instant in the Russian comes out and is like, woo, Russia. And everybody's like, did you catch the part where he's like, I want you all to stand for my national anthem?
Yes.
And it's like, dude,
Yeah.
that's, what was that guy's name? Nikolai Volkov, I think
Nikolai
it was.
Volkov.
Yeah.
That's totally on his plate.
I was like, oh my God, this is so great. Yeah.
yeah.
As soon as, like, after I got done with that episode, I forgot to text you. I was going to text you and told you. I was like, oh, I see why Tony knew I was going to dig this episode because.
Yeah. It's hilarious anyway, but
Yeah.
the little nods they put in there,
Yeah.
and just the boulder.
Right. Also, that the episode with all the single stories, the Soka one, when he's doing the haiku with the girls,
Right.
dude, I love the fact that there's a Humpty Dance reference there.
I don't remember that.
You didn't? Because he says, oh God, what's I'm trying to think of his lines. His name is, I can't remember how it is, but it's the part, my name is Humpty, pronounced with an umpty, whatever, because he was like, my name is Sokka, or it's like said or pronounced with a something, ladies, I just rocked ya, and it was, and I was just laughing because I'm like, it's so good, again, it's, one of those jokes that might just fly over people's head, but just little nuggets in there to just make you laugh,
Oh yeah, for sure. Right.
Yeah. So, and dude, I mean, seriously, how much did they have to pull at your heartstrings in that episode where Appa's trying to find his way back?
Right.
Jesus Christ. Appa went through, like, everything. I was like, geez.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I
good.
think people were, when that show, I mean, obviously people know how good it is
Right.
now, but I think
Yeah.
when it first came out, people were just like, yeah, okay, it's a Nickelodeon cartoon. Why
Yeah.
would I want to watch it?
So
And then you're like, oh, because it's got amazing writing.
the characters are
The
really
character development is crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was just going to say. The character development in the show is so good. And as it's gone on, seriously, Iroh is easily my favorite character on that show.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's not even close. He's just so perfect for the show.
Oh, yeah. That's
So-
why, I mean, he's one of my all-time favorite characters
Yes.
in general.
Yeah, definitely. I've enjoyed his his various insights at times and his, and his jokes and whatnot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Iroh's terrific.
yeah. Quite good. So yeah, I can't wait to wrap the season up, but then I'm also a little sad because that means there's only one season left. So
Well, I mean, you could also dive into Legend of Korra then, too.
oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So yeah. But but I'm still sad that,
Oh, I hear you.
yeah. But
You could just be like my daughter, who's like, "Oh, I rewatched it," and then I watched it with my cousin because he never watched it, and then I think I'm gonna watch it with my friend when they come over. Jesus Christ, Leah!
like, good Lord. Yeah. Damn. We should have launched an Avatar podcast is what we should have done.
Yeah, right?
We should be doing that.
We should have done that. That would have been a smart move.
I know, right? Jeez.
Yeah.
So good. Anyway. But yeah, it's on Netflix right now. I think you can watch it if you have CBS All Access too. I think I read that it might be on there as well.
Well, very nice.
But
Why not?
Yeah. But if you haven't watched this, definitely check it out. And don't dismiss it because it's an animated show. It's animated really well as well. You were right last week when you mentioned how in season 2 things look better. Like a lot of times, remember I made the comment that the show looks really nice, but there's certain times where you can tell they kind of dialed it up a little bit. Like, here's the budget. In this season, I'm not noticing it as much because the whole season looks really good.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, this is going to be successful."
Yeah. Like, oh, we
Yeah.
have money on every episode to budget. Cool. We can make the show very consistent and look great.
It'll look real nice.
Yeah. Quite nice.
Quite nice.
Quite nice. Yeah. Oh, one last thing. Dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's little stuff, like a lot of shows, there's little stuff that happens kind of in the background or they just put in there, but they don't really point or draw attention to it. The one where the the two girls are going to go to the fancy party,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows Sokka, Aang, and Momo like still in their house or whatever, and you know they've been pretending that they're lords and gentlemen and whatnot, and
Right.
the part where like that's all kind of the girls just leave, and then you just see the guy standing there, and you know kind of like, "Ooh, them girls looking good," but then Momo just kind of enters the frame, and he's got like a long like cape on, and you see him, he's holding it, and he's walking all regal, but there's nothing said about him. He just does it, and then it cuts to the next scene.
Regal as
Yeah,
fuck.
I just love that. Like I said, that's just a little. They just like tucked it in there, and then it's like, okay, moving on.
Right.
You know, neither of the characters is like, Momo, you look regal. It was just no mentioning it. Just here it is.
Yeah, he gets nothing.
Mm-hmm. So
No respect.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, what's up with that?
I know that crazy animal.
Man. I don't know what it is, man. Jaw hurts for some reason.
You been gnawing on rocks again?
Well, I mean, you know how I talked about my infinity bottle?
Yeah.
Okay. That inspired Michelle to make an infinity jar.
Okay.
And she wants to have like healthy kind of snacks because, you know, she's trying to eat a little better and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So she bought this big ass jar and it's full of like nuts and seeds and dried fruit and
Pizza,
stuff like that.
right? Yeah.
And pizza, yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole thought is as it gets low, we'll refill it with more stuff. So
Sure.
it's always. I had that's what I was munching on when we started this. And
Okay.
I think just chewing on all those dried fruits and nuts and shit.
That's understandable. I've been eating pumpkin seeds like with the shells on this week.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know if everybody fully understands like you know, you can eat the shells of pumpkin seeds. They're fine for us, you know.
Pepitas.
Yeah. So I eat those as well. And you know, they're chewy. They're hard to, you know, a little harder to chew through, so it's, you know, by the time you eat, you know, a decent amount of them, you're like, all right, you know, first of all, I have to go floss like crazy right now, and also because you know, you just mush those pieces into your teeth, and they're hard, you can't get them out with your tongue real easy. It's like you got to get in there.
Yeah, get in there, yeah.
Yeah. So I hurry ya. Yeah. So one other thing I did this week was, whatever. But I've been trying to, I got to where I was barely listening to any podcast again. And,
Okay, right.
you know, so I've kind of jumped back into listening to some, and I think I'm going to have to really go through and, you know, cut a bunch out again because I just am not listening to stuff like I was, you know.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
But I listened to, it was kind of weird that they were released in different times, but when I listened to them, they were within the same week, which was Jim Jeffries' podcast called I Don't Know About That, and the Bill Burt podcast both did an episode on Bitcoins.
Oh, okay.
Which is weird because, you know, they're comedian-led podcast. Now, Jim Jeffries' show that's kind of the premise of his show is, you know, like him learning about something he doesn't generally know much about, you know.
Right.
The Bill Burt podcast, they've pretty much it's been those two or those two plus another comedian.
Right.
But this week, not this week, I think it was last time, whatever. They had a Bitcoin and kind of expert on. And, you know, and I'm like, well, this should be interesting because I know Bill Burr's the type that he probably knows a little about a lot, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But Burt, this is not Burt's strong point, you know? Like, and he kept through the whole thing, like, different things were said, and he was like, wait. And he was like, let's start with what the fuck is a Bitcoin?
That's hilarious.
Like, there was this whole gap where he barely said anything, and, you know, Bill's like, hey, Bert, you want to, you know, say something? And, you know, Bert's like, nah, man, I'm just learning, you know, kind of a thing. He's like, I don't even have a clue what's going on here. But
Right.
that episode, Both of them, actually. But that one, aside from, they had a lot of, I don't know if they use Zoom or Skype, but they had a lot of, like, dropout, like, not dropouts, but where the guy they were talking to, he froze. You know,
It's
so.
because his computers are all mining Bitcoin.
Yeah, probably. But it was a really interesting talk, and it was supposed to be about Bitcoin, but they got into other things like, you know, like with the dollar, why you can't just print more of them and fix the, you know, financial inequality problem. And Bill even took it to a deeper level, which I thought was a good question, which is, well, we don't use the gold standard anymore, so why can't we just print more money? You know, because in the, you know, with the gold standard, for any of those who don't know, which would basically state you can only have as much money as there is gold. So if gold is worth $500 trillion, the country can only have $500 trillion, you know, but we've gone away from that. So as a result, it's like, well, why can't we just print, you know, $1 bajillion? And then, hey, look, everybody's got money, you know.
Everyone's got $1 bajillion now.
Right. But again, you know, the law of supply and demand jumps in, and hey, if everyone has the money, then it's like, well, if I have something someone wants and we all have money, we can all keep bidding the price on it. So that creates, price goes up, which is inflation. So, you know, that doesn't turn out real well because other countries have done it. Anyone who wants a nice history lesson on it is go back into, like, you know, war times and whatever and look at what Russia did, where they just printed money like it was nothing, and people had to have, like, wheelbarrows full of money to get a loaf of bread because their money was worth shit, you know?
I have this trunk full of, what do they call, rubles.
Yeah, I think so.
I need blue jean.
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah, just one. Like, you need 2 wheelbarrows for blue jeans.
Jeans.
I thought it's pair. No. But, yeah, anyway, I was very surprised with just, you know, actually the various levels of stuff that they got into. You know, and about, like, I love the expert guy, actually, you know, he brings up the, and I've seen this picture before to point out basically, how you change as you acquire wealth. In that, like, it shows a picture of Jay-Z when he first hit the game, and he's got all the gold chains and the jerseys and all this shit, and then it shows, you know, when he's worth, like, a little bit of money, and then it shows a recent picture, and he's just wearing, like, a black t-shirt. No chains, no shit, you know, he might have earrings or something, but, you know, and it was like, yeah, because you realize as you grow money, you go, well, the way that I grow money and keep money is to not blow it on dumb shit, you know? Right. But everything in our economy and whatever is basically built for us to go, you know, to consume. Yeah, you know, so I really dug that they get into this stuff because unless you've taken economics, there's a lot of those things a lot of people don't know. Like even the gold standard. I've talked with people who don't know what the gold standard even is.
Right.
You know, and I don't know that you need to know it, but you know, it's still the idea that there's various stuff within how our money works that a lot of people have no clue on, you know.
Right.
So,
right.
You know.
I always thought it was weird that we had, you know, the old Fort Knox where the gold was at.
Yeah.
It always seemed strange to me as a child.
Yeah. Well, I
don't even know if it's still a thing.
I couldn't even tell you honestly. I believe it is, but I don't know for sure. But I would assume all of our stuff probably isn't necessarily in one spot because that seems strategically terrible.
Yeah.
You know,
the old eggs in one basket thing.
Right. But I love, like, Bill brought up a great, great comment about how, with the gold standard, essentially, it was deemed, that it was dangerous for people to keep gold in their homes because you might get robbed or whatever. And so that's where, like, the banks and stuff kind of were like, well, we'll give you these pieces of paper that are, essentially, we're...
a slip saying it's worth the amount of money that you put in our bank.
Right, that you have this, gold or whatever. And, and the people, and that people were like, oh, okay, here's all our gold. Please give us just these papers. He's like, it's the biggest heist ever. Because he made a comment. He's like, nobody was ever given their gold back, basically, like, so.
Well, I mean, like if you have a lot of money in the bank and you go to the bank, you're like, hey, I want to withdraw all my money. Half the time they're like, you're going to have to give us a few days because we don't have that much cash here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's just kind of funny. I dig stuff like that anyway. I always like learning stuff, and I knew a lot of the stuff they talked about because most of it's fairly, again, if you've taken any economics class, you probably already know most of what they covered aside from the Bitcoin conversation. Although in fairness, the last time I took an economics class was like 20 years ago. So, maybe they teach stuff about, cryptocurrency now. I have no idea. They should, because it's a very, it's a significant thing now, at least Bitcoin
there's
is.
apparently 9.2 million pounds of gold currently stored at Fort Knox.
Oh, okay. That's a decent amount.
Yeah, so I'm glad they're keeping it for me.
Yeah, right? Oh, man. So anyway, yeah, those were interesting to listen to. Like I said, it was very weird to have Bill Burt podcast on, and they're like, we're gonna have this Bitcoin expert, and I'm like, that's weird, And then like the next episode, it's mostly just them talking. Bobby Kelly jumps in for like a hot minute because they just randomly call Bobby Kelly.
That's pretty funny.
And he's like camping with his kid. And, finally he's like, I love you guys, but I got to go spend some time with my kid, So, anyway. So, yeah, there you go. That's, good
yeah,
listen.
I'm with you on the podcast thing. I used to listen to so many because I could.
Yeah.
But now it's just I don't have the time anymore like I used to.
Yeah.
And I basically like today I listened to a little bit while I was mowing the grass.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much, or when I take a dog for a walk, I'll sometimes will. But the other morning I didn't because I was just like, I just want to listen to the birds chirp,
Right.
But
Become one with.
Yeah, I just don't have as much time as I used to listen to podcasts.
Yeah. It is.
Which is unfortunate because it's like I like listening to them.
Yeah, that's the part I hate is I've said this, tons of times in the past on here is, like I want to consume a lot of podcasts because there's so many that whether I find them funny, informational, just plain entertaining, I just really dig listening to them, but there's just only so much you can consume,
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So,
that's how I feel about it.
Well, and also, as I've said in the past, typically I can it's like right now I've been, power charging through Avatar. So a lot of the time I might have been listening to podcasts. Now I'm watching Avatar. So I can't really,
right.
because I can't listen to a podcast while I'm watching Avatar,
Actually, I'm curious.
I mean, I could turn the, turn the closed captioning on and
that seems crazy.
Then I'll, at the end of it, be like, I couldn't tell you anything about any of it.
I thought there was a way that I could see exactly how much. Oh, here you go. So in my playlist of podcasts, which I have set up as a playlist just so these flow into each other,
Right.
I have 227 hours of podcast.
That's it?
Yeah.
I've got more. I know I have more than that downloaded.
I'm just saying, it's like, there's no way I'll ever listen to all that.
You're right. And that's the way it is with me too. And it sucks because there's some that I have where like, there's some of them that are like one season and I have the whole season downloaded. Like I still have like Serial downloaded in S-Town. What was that one called? It was about, Mr. Rogers that was out last year. It's like Finding Mr. Rogers or something. It's like I have like 8 or so episodes of that downloaded. It's that I'd love to get to, but it's just like I just don't know if I ever will unless I just am like, okay, I'm gonna only listen to this one, finish it, then it's cleared out.
Finisher.
Well, because I know there's not any new planned episodes, so theoretically that should be the end of it.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
Until all of
In
a sudden,
theory.
yeah, until all of a sudden they're like, oh, hey, guess what? Here's 12 more. I was sad to see, because of, the Rona and budget cuts and whatnot, one podcast I really like listening to called The Hilarious World of Depression. It got canceled, and the guy, his name's John Moe, who is the host of it. And, I was like, when he posted that it was done, I was like, oh man, in my head, I'm going, it was funny because I'm like, well, why don't you just do it on your own? And I'm like, oh, you dummy. I think it was one of those things where I don't think he owns the rights to it.
Ah, gotcha.
Now, he could just launch another podcast, call it something totally different, and it could be the same show.
Super happy, fun depression time.
Right. I like that name, actually. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But he said he's not sure what he's going to do next. But I was sad about that because one of the things I really dug about it is I like shows that take, especially if it's about like depression or whatever, I like ones that take it and aren't just like super, super serious,
Right.
Like he talked with comedians and stuff, so I like when they're able to bring in, or like Marty DeRosa, a comedian, he has a show called, it's on Patreon only now, but it was called Wrestling with Depression. And he's had wrestlers and comedians and whatever talk about, stuff. So I like ones that kind of mix a little bit so that it's not only about, the real heavy topic, but it's kind of a heavy topic, but delivered in a little more lighthearted way.
Right, right.
So by the end of it, it's not like, I love listening to Mental Illness Happy Hour, but I can only listen to one, maybe two of those. And then I'm like, whew, I need something else.
Like, it's just too heavy, man.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. Paul Gilmartin does a great job. He's a funny dude. There's usually some comedy mixed in, but they cover some heavy shit on that show sometimes, like
Right.
trauma and abuse, and it can get real deep. So, I like to have this little palate cleanser type ones where it's like, I'm still hearing about depression, but it's not making my depression worse.
Right.
So, speaking of, go listen to The Crazy Life.
Heyo.
Thanks to our producer for throwing that in there. Oh, one last thing before, and then, we'll go to hey, how was your week? Whatever. But, former enthusiast guest, Kyle Duncan Graham, did I mention his new podcast already? I can't remember.
I think you did, but I think we should talk I'll talk about it anyway.
Okay. Well, his new podcast is called Nothing Says Quarantine Like. Then it's like a podcast. So, but when you say it quick, it says Nothing Says Quarantine Like a Podcast.
Right.
But I dig the show because what they do is they have four, at least the ones I've listened to, there's 4 hosts. Each one, like they do a little banter, then they go to where each one has 5 minutes and they do a little lead in that says, Nothing Says Quarantine Like, and then the person says whatever topic they want to talk about for that short time.
Right.
And then they have like a doomsday clock that goes off at like the 1 minute mark, so wrap it up. Then at the end of it, they each go around and they have a quarantine all-star for the week, which is interesting because sometimes they seem to be serious, like, hey, this person really is doing a good job. Other times it's more of how you and I kind of like, hey, there's a hero type of a thing,
Say that a hero. I can't sing. It's all right.
Damn it.
I don't even have like a hero drop either.
Yeah, it's all right. If you did,
Oh, good for you.
If you did, I would much prefer that it was the Foo Fighters anyway.
Yeah, right.
Oh man. But anyway, go check it out again, called Nothing Says Quarantine Like. While Tony's telling you about things he's been up to, I'm going to look them up on Twitter so that I can shout them out. So,
Brian.
I think though that it's like at NS whatever, the initials for Nothing Says Quarantine Like.
Right.
It's too much math for me.
What I've been up to, Brian, at least partially this week, is I went and took the express train to Flavor Country.
Flavor Country?
Yes.
Oh my.
Yeah, not Flavor Town, Flavor Country.
Right. Wait, isn't Flavor Country what Marlboro used to talk about?
Well, I mean, it's along the same lines because I make some smoked queso.
Oh, I thought you were smoking cigarettes. I was like, what the fuck? All right.
That noise. You,
All right.
you should know better than that.
Yeah, I do. Really quick, I found it here. You can find Kyle's podcast at NSQLAP on Twitter. I'll put the name of it in the show notes. All right,
Fair enough.
moving on.
Bro, smoked queso might be my favorite thing now.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
also, I feel like smoked queso should be like a wrestling name.
Yeah, it should.
We need someone to add to El Tigre and Senor Delicioso. Our third team member
Maybe
is
that's the manager, smoked queso.
smoked queso. Yeah. Here we
He's
go.
always smoking like
I
one
got
of
it.
the thin cigarettes.
Dude, I got it. I feel
Yeah.
like we should bestow the honor on Cheeto Bandito.
Oh,
Although his name on its own, very
it's
much
pretty legit.
right. But I feel like you know what it is? When he's wearing a mask with us, he's smoked queso. And then,
it's his lucha identity.
yeah, exactly. When he's part of our stable. Yeah.
Yeah. When he's not in lucha though, he's just Cheeto.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, man. One, it was easy to make. Two, it was fucking delicious.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Bro, don't worry, I'm gonna make it again. This is might be a staple food in my house now.
Food, nothing. I'd be setting up IV trips, bro.
Oh man, it was tasty, tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a weekend of poor decisions eating wise, but it's okay.
Did you go chorizo in it or no?
Oh hell yeah!
I figured so. I just was asking.
A little chorizo, a little onion, a little jalapeno, some
Mhm.
rotel.
Yeah.
Probably the grossest thing I've ever seen on a store receipt is I bought the big block of Velveeta because, you know, as much as I'm not a fan of fake cheese, it does melt down the best.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
and on the receipt, it just said Velveeta loaf. I was like, that's just vile.
Oh shit! All right, I feel like Velveeta loaf could be like one of our grunts or something. I don't know. We can work him into the stable too. I really wish I had WrestleMania 2000 or one of those games because God damn it, I'd be making us this stable right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn it! Oh wait, Cheeto has a Nintendo 64.
He does. Get on it, Cheeto.
Get to work. Let's see some pictures.
Yeah, it's just all this stuff. You just throw it in a pan and put it on the smoker and
Yeah.
then let it go.
Yeah.
And then you just go out and stir it up and let it go some more. And
But here's a
Oh.
question.
yes,
I
sir.
saw you made wings with it.
I did.
Did you at any point apply wing to queso?
I did not.
Ah, damn it. Because I'm thinking just a vat of that in front of you, and you just fucking dipping those wings right in that queso.
Well, I mean, I kind of stepped it up a little bit the next because, you know, Leah's over for the weekend, so and Logan came over Friday night. He's like, "Hey, how about instead of like making proper dinner, we just like snack?"
Right.
I'm like, "Okay, why?" He's like, "Well, I really want to make buffalo chicken dip." I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
yeah, right,
fair
right.
enough. And then that's when I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make smoked queso."
Sure. Yeah.
And Leah wanted wings, so it was a whole situation, you know.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So the next day, Leah and I are at the store. I'm like, "What do you want for dinner tonight?" Because it was like I had to work again Saturday, so I was already getting up at 3-something in the morning and shit. So I'm like, I don't really want to cook anything heavy. I just want something easy.
Right.
And
Like
Logan
Sunday morning.
was coming back over with his friend to play a game we have, and she's like, "Well, how about we just have mac and cheese?"
Oh, dude.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, we can do that. And she's like, I'll make it. I'm like, all right, well, that's cool. But I'm like, but we need a vegetable. She's like, how about we get we'll roast up cauliflower and broccoli. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
that works. Sure.
That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
So here's me. We're getting dinner ready. I'm like, oh, because I made a lot
Also,
of queso.
I'm pretty sure Velveeta loaf counts as a vegetable.
I think it does.
Yeah.
It's definitely more vegetable than cheese, I'm sure,
yeah, that's probably true.
which is sad.
Yeah.
But so So, I'm like, let me heat up this queso because Logan and his friend are over, and I just want, there's so much. I made so much of it because I didn't know. I didn't know. I just made it, and I was like,
Listen,
oh shit, this is a lot of queso.
It's fine.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, you're fine.
So here's me.
You could have always just drove by my place and just schlepped a big thing of it on my doorstep.
Dude, don't worry, I'm gonna make more. But so here's me. I take my bowl and I put like roasted cauliflower and broccoli on one side. I put mac and cheese on the other side. And I put a big old blob of queso on everything.
Yeah. I thought when you said mac and cheese, I was just thinking smoked queso mac and cheese, like just.
I mean, that would be pretty legit too.
Just kaboom. So that's kind of what you did, though. So
yeah, well, because I know Leah likes her mac and cheese classic.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, it wasn't, because believe me, I was just like, oh, we'll make mac and cheese.
Right.
And I was thinking the queso.
Right.
But then she was like, well, I want to get the Annie's cheap mac and whatever. All right.
Yeah. All right. Fine. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
Because I was picturing like you smoke the queso and then apply just like I said, just basically you just dump the noodles right in, just mix it up or something to that effect. Since you're smoking it, if you weren't doing smoked queso, I mean, I'd just throw it all in the Instant Pot and go that route. But
well, when we redo the Tea Memorial podcast, since the audio was terrible,
yeah.
And if I you come over here again when we do that, I'll just make up a pan of that shit.
That's a strong move.
A smaller pan, probably.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Yeah.
Man, it's fucking delish.
Nice.
And I don't have a recipe. I just Googled the recipe and looked at it and added my own shit to it as well.
Yeah, it's pretty much. That's what I do too. Unless it's something I've absolutely never if it's a food I've never made before, it's like, all right, I'm gonna find a recipe and actually make it. Then we'll go from there. But something like that, it's like, nah,
Yeah, this is all stuff thrown together and it's all melty and it's like, this is whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't screw this up much, probably.
Unless you left it on too long.
Oh yeah, I guess there's that.
Or I don't know. I got nothing else.
Oh, so this game I was talking. I think I touched on it a little bit last week, but this is a game called Gaslands.
Yeah, you've mentioned it because you were talking about buying like Hot Wheels cars or Matchbox cars or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some cars. I actually picked up some more cars yesterday because Lee and I were running around, and I'm like, I've never been to this Ollie's store.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, let's check it out. And it's kind of an odd store, but I was a fan. But they had some Hot Wheels in there for like 79 cents. I'm like, well, clearly I need to buy some more Hot Wheels for Gaslands.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, this game's so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a blast. It's a fun enough to the point that Logan's like, I'm gonna buy this book, but I kind of know the rules, and can I borrow some foam? Because he wants to start making terrain and yeah, it's a really fun game. Just look it up if you want. Gaslands Refueled.
Yeah,
because the Refueled book has all the internet rules that people made up, and
oh, cool.
You just use Matchbox cars, and I can't wait to start turning them into Mad Max cars.
Right.
And yeah, dude, the game is fun as fuck.
It's company needs to start making some cars.
It just looks like debris on the table. What?
I said that company needs to start making some cars. Sell the book and a couple of cars.
That's the whole like crux is you open up the book and it's like, we want to make a game that anyone can play. Just grab some cars.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
And even the little templates and stuff that you print them out and cut them out,
Mm-hmm.
Other companies sell stuff that they make specifically for the game.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But man, the game's so much fun. It's just, and Logan was like, I never looked into playing mini games because I always thought it was like a pay to play kind of thing. Like Warhammer and all that, but he's like, but this is so much fun, Dad.
I just find it funny. It's like pretty much unless you absolutely the game is free online or you steal the downloads. Like every game pretty much is pay to play. I mean, you have to pay you should pay for D&D.
True.
I guess you don't have to. There are definitely resources out there, but
Well, I know what he's talking, because it's like, if you want to be
Yeah.
competitive in like
Oh,
40K,
yeah,
you got to spend some money to make an army.
yeah, or even like Blood Bowl, like
Yeah.
you know.
For sure.
You want
But with
certain
this
teams,
game, it's
yeah,
just
get
like,
it.
you don't need to. If you want to have a cool looking car, you can. But if you just want to grab any Matchbox car,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, believe me, if you look online, people make some fucking crazy cars.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
'Cause,
awesome.
yeah,
I'm sure
people
there's a
are so
subreddit
into it.
for it. Yeah.
Oh, there is. Yeah,
Yeah,
there is.
figured so.
Like if you're on Instagram, it's like Hashland Gasland cars, and people make some very creative cars.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Why wouldn't you, right? If you're really
you know,
into
just
it,
like
be
a little
fun.
project.
Yeah, sure. Plus, it's intimidating,
Right?
Show up at your local game shop or something and like, all right, let's do this. And you're just like, bled out, and lay down your like beastie car. And they're like, what the fuck is that? Is someone's laying down like their, Hot Wheels with a Z racing crew, car or something.
Exactly. Whoa. There it goes. I lost my headphones for a second there.
Sweet.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
I was wondering though, because I saw you post pictures on Instagram, and I'm like, that looks like a hot mess. Like it literally doesn't look like anything. I know, again, you can make terrain and all this shit, but it's funny just seeing it laid out on the table. Like you said, it just looks like a messy table.
Well, that's what Logan's like. He's like, all right, well, you guys are making food. We're going to make the track. I'm like, all right. So he made like a starting grid, and then made it so when you go through gate 1, your weapons activate.
Okay.
And then you had to get through gate 2, gate 3, and then the finish line.
Okay.
No one made it to gate 2.
Oh, really?
Well, because 1, we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
That's
so it's
fair.
like, because the rule of the game is like the different templates are how your car moves,
Okay.
right? And the rule in the book says you touch it, you use it. So you can't line it up and be like, oh, I'm going to hit this obstacle. I better grab a different one.
Oh, okay.
So we don't have the eyeballs yet,
That's fair. All right.
Yeah. Or like the one car that like I destroyed. I'm like, Logan's like, oh, these are barrels, like 55-gallon drums. I'm like, oh, well, shit, I can drive through those.
Mm.
Well, he didn't. He failed to tell me that they were full of stuff.
Ah.
So it blew my car up,
Yeah, forgot.
Yeah.
Tee.
But it is a very fun game, and it's all just cars and 6-sided dice,
Is
basically.
Is it PvP, or is it like, is there an element of like, are there like game enemies that you have to overcome, or is it just like a race basically?
You can play scenarios. We were doing a death race, so it was
Okay.
just each of us had 2 cars, like as on a team, and
So it's Mario Kart at that point, basically.
basically,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it's
cool,
fun
though.
though.
All right. Fair enough.
And you can really go in like all in and design cars, and it's kind of like playing mech or BattleTech, You
Okay.
can,
Mm,
yeah, you can alter shit basically however you want.
nice.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Sweet.
Good stuff. I'm glad I bought the book.
Nice.
I can't believe how much he's into it.
Out of curiosity, how much is the book? $30?
Yeah, it was under. It was like 20 something.
Okay. Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
bad.
I'll
I was
pay
just
Amazon.
curious. Yeah. Okay.
'Cause I we've been kind of popping our heads into game stores
Yeah.
because we also got that Frost Gloom Grave, so we were looking at minis and stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the book anywhere, so I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get off of Amazon. And then I was like, oh shit, Amazon 1-day delivery's back.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So
Yeah. Damn it.
yeah, back to living like a king, Brian.
Yep.
1-day delivery.
Yeah. So true. So true. Did you
Can I
see?
talk about some of my retarded coworkers real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. My coworkers, because Toledo just put out a thing that's like, hey, if you're going to be in a public place, you need to wear a mask.
Well, yeah, they technically, it was suggested by the mayor, and I think the city council voted today to approve it or something. I don't know. In Michigan, it's mandatory. The governor has issued,
Yeah.
Stern ruling on it.
Although I heard some shady shit about that, is that it's like Traverse City's still open because rumor has it she has a cabin up there and she wants to go up there.
Oh, wow.
I was like, if that's true, that's pretty shitty.
Yeah. It's like you can't, it's near impossible to enforce anyway.
Yeah. But,
but
they're talking about it in the news in our break. And
yeah.
one coworker who generally I do enjoy talking to. He's entertaining, but he's like, man, this is ridiculous. They really think the police are going to enforce this? This is America. They can kiss my star-spangled ass. I'm like, God damn it, people.
Why?
Just put on the fucking mask.
Right? It's like, come on. Like, here's the thing. Here's something I posed to somebody on Facebook the other day because they were whining about a mask. And I said, look, here's the thing. I said, maybe do it for 3 months, right? If we get everybody to do it for a short amount of time, a few months, I know that's a long period of time, but, whatever. It's not years. So,
yeah.
But if we can get people to do that, severely get numbers to drop like a lot of other countries have done, then great. That means we've all contributed, we get the numbers down, and we can get closer to getting past this thing faster. Or at least we won't be, as many people won't be getting sick and dying.
I mean, that would be nice.
Or after a couple months, we don't see any drop at all in numbers, and then you get to rub everyone's faces in how stupid and wrong they were for making you wear a mask. So either way, it's a win for you. So it's like, why, just fucking wear a mask. And I'm sorry, but all these, people, oh, it's so hard to breathe. It's like, fuck you. I can only breathe out of one of my nostrils, most of the time. I have bad allergies. It's like, unless you have a severe issue, you can fucking wear a mask for a little bit while you're in a store. And you know what? Here's the other thing. Maybe quit going to places that you don't need to go to. Then you won't have to wear it as much.
Yes, please. Because, the places I do need to go to, I'm sick of running into everybody.
I know, right?
Just saying.
I was like, I'm just so tired of this. I really, I'm not going to yell at people to put them on in public. I'm not going to, I'm not going to, but it's like, I just keep pleading with people. It's just like, please just do this. Just fucking try it for a short time.
It's not that hard. I keep one in my car for a reason.
Yeah. I've got various ones now. I have a Gator that I, wear a lot of the time. But because of us having so many hot days, I did get a couple just regular masks, like the cloth reusable ones, because, when you wear that Gator, it's like your whole neck up to your nose is covered and it's hot.
Yeah, those are what they gave us at work, and
but I went with that.
It has not been pleasant.
No, but I went with that because of the beard, because realistically wearing those other ones, you can't get a real good fit. Because of having a, facial hair. So I was like, well, I'll wear the Gator, but now it's like, also when you see the airborne stuff and it's like, maybe they don't work as well. And, but whatever. It's like, just wear something I'm not going to lie. There's something that feels kind of cool about when you're putting those on though. When you're pulling it up, because you're like, it's like, I'm a bank bandit, or whatever.
Ninja time, y'all.
Yeah, right. It's like, I don't know, man. Like I said, we just dealt with 10 or 12 days in a row where it was well in the 90s, humid as fuck, most of them.
Bro, last week I thought I was going to die a few days there.
Oh, I don't doubt it. It's like. But it's like, come on, I went different places. I had them on. You can do this. The only reason it's hard or all this shit is because we're not used to it. Again, you got nurses and doctors that are looking at everybody else going, pussies,
exactly, right.
Or guys serving in other, in the military, they got to wear those fucking gas masks or, those gator kind of things or tactical scarves to keep dust and, shit out of their face when they're in...
That's what I think is I honestly think a lot of it is just guys are like, well, I'm a tough guy. I don't need no fucking mask.
Yeah.
Masks are for pussies, man.
I think that's the wrong way to look at it. Be like, I'm a ninja.
Yeah, that's kind of how I always look at it,
Get yourself a cowboy hat, take a neckerchief or, a handkerchief, and just tie it around or a bandana around your face. Like, I'm Billy the Kid. Woo! Whatever.
That was one of my favorite, tweets or whatever I saw or whatever. I can't remember where even I saw it, but it was like, everyone's bitching about masks. They're like, this is great. I put on a mask and sunglasses. I'm incognito. It's all I ever wanted.
Right. I know. I saw a woman post today that she's like, the biggest upside to wearing a mask is no one is like, oh, you should smile more, and I was like, oh, I bet that is refreshing.
Right?
Because, as guys,
Yeah.
we don't get told that quite as much. So,
Yeah, because generally when we smile, it looks like a ghoulish thing.
well, yeah, I was going to say when we smile, it's usually like someone call the cops.
Yeah, exactly.
This creep smiling at me.
Goddamn ghoul.
Yeah, now you can smile like a creep with your mask on,
That'd be cool.
Fuck. I saw a great
Wow.
thing earlier today, too, that was just like, can we please, I think it was something like, for the love of God, can we please stop going to politicians for news on science?
Yeah, for the law. Yeah, accurate.
Did you see, going back to Bill Burr for a minute, did you see a few weeks ago when he was on Rogan's podcast and Rogan was talking about, because Rogan's not a mask guy. And
Yeah, I saw that.
did you see, though, when Bill Burr was like, I'm not a fucking expert and you're not a fucking expert, so let's not sit here.
Yeah, well,
Act
that's
like
why I
we're-
love Bill Burr.
Yeah.
He just tells it like it is.
Yeah. So, anyway, I just thought it was a nice way to cap off you and I sitting here as non-experts telling everybody how to behave.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But hey, microphones, internet, we've said it
Yeah,
in the
it
past,
means we make the rules. Well, this is something we established a long time ago.
It's true. It's true.
I'm
Anyway.
just saying.
Anywho, yeah, what else you got?
That's honestly kind of it
Well, you had a
for my
pretty boring
weekend
week
stuff.
as like I did, huh?
Well, I mean, honestly, it was like I worked 6 days, which sucked.
Yeah.
And it was so hot, I didn't really do much after work.
That's
It was, I
fair.
feel like I'm dying,
Yeah. It was
So it's like it was kind of a
how
just how
Real-
could I forget, Brian?
really quick, how crazy was it when we had that day that was like 87 degrees and you walk outside and you're like, oh my God, it's so cold or cool out.
It's so good out here.
And I know there's people out west and, and I don't even want to hear it from the people in the south this time because we had like near 100-degree days and we were rocking like 80, 90% humidity. So we were right there with the humidity like they get.
It was
So,
brutal.
yeah, but the people out west are like, it was like $1.20 here yesterday. Fuck you.
Like piss off,
Yeah.
y'all.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I totally forgot that was it Thursday or Friday? I can't remember what day it was.
Yeah.
Michelle and I went out to grab it. Her dad had a window unit air conditioner.
Yeah.
That he said he'd give us because
Sure.
Leah's room's upstairs and
Yeah,
falls hot.
true.
So I'm like I was gonna buy one. I'm like I gotta get an air conditioner in that room.
Yeah.
It's too hot up there.
Well, you know what it's like because remember when living on Daytona when you lived
I had
upstairs,
the
man.
attic dorm room, and yeah, you might as well
Oh,
go.
man.
If you're not nude, you might as well be.
Yeah, it made it really awkward when I stayed over. Yeah.
But so we went over there to get the air conditioner, and we ended up just doing some grocery shopping and shit. But we're out in Holland, Ohio, going local. Apologies.
Mm,
And there's a soap store out there called like Buff City Soap or
that's
something.
a terrible name.
Yes,
I'm disappointed it doesn't have some sort of soap pun.
like Sudsies or something.
Yeah, Sudsies. So clever. Oh, I get it, cause soap, right?
right.
Yeah, nice. Right.
But it's like, she's like, hey, do you mind if I like go in there when you shop? Or I'm like, I'll come with you. I don't get, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm masculine enough to, rock it in a soap store,
Mhm. Right.
And it was actually a nice soap store.
You were
Smelled
wearing a
good.
mask, so you're like, no one's gonna recognize me.
But they had, they got everything you could ever picture a soap store to have, of course.
Right.
But the one thing I noticed when we were checking out is they had a big sign that was like, for like $50, you come in and you make your own soap.
Uh-huh.
And you make like they quote unquote a loaf, and it's like 7 or 8 bars, depending how thick you cut them. And
Is it-
those bars
now-
are not cheap because it's homemade soaps or whatever.
Can you make a Velveeta loaf?
You just show up with blocks of Velveeta. Can I make soap out of this?
Like, I guess? I mean,
Maybe.
I feel like if you warm it up, it'll spread.
But but I saw the sign. I'm like, oh, because I had no idea what Lee and I were gonna do that weekend. Because with me working especially too, I'm like, I'm gonna be half dead.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, maybe she'll want to come make soap. That might be something. And she did.
Yeah.
So we show up and they're like, I'm like, hey, do you guys are doing the creation station thing? And they're like, yeah. Do you want to make soap? Do you want to make bath bombs? I'm like,
Yes.
I don't know. So I go, Leah, and she's like, bath bombs.
Right.
All right, so Leah and I ended up making bath bombs.
Every time someone talks about bath bombs, I think I wrote a tweet forever ago that was like Caddyshack had the original bath bomb or something like that. And for those who don't get it,
That's
there's
a good one.
because that's the right movie, right? Am I getting the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. There's a turd in the pool or in the punch
That is
bowl or
definitely a
whatever.
bath bomb.
So yeah. Anyway, carry on.
But yeah, it was just, and it was kind of fun to do. And
Yeah.
she sent me a text today that said the old bath bombs work really good and they smell amazing. So I
Cool.
was like,
Now,
all right,
do you
good.
get to like pick your fragrances and whatnot?
Yeah,
Or is it, okay.
you go around, you smell all the soaps and shit,
Right.
and you're like, we like this. And then they're like, okay, what color do you want to make it? Like, so she picked blue because apparently bath bombs change the color to water.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, I have no idea how these things work.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
The last time I
Witchcraft.
tried to take a bath, I realized I was too big for the bathtub.
Yeah,
Like,
that's understandable. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after you're done making them, because they like blend everything for you, and they give you bowls of the stuff and these little molds.
Yeah.
They give you these bottles of different any color you could want
Mhm.
of these different dyes. And you can decorate them.
Oh, nice.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it was fun. We had fun doing it. And she likes them, and she
Cool.
got like 10 of them or something like that.
Oh, nice.
Well,
Well, that's
yeah.
cool. You got something to do, and you walk away with a decent amount of product. So.
right. And it's like I never ever would think I'd go, yeah, we made bath bombs.
I don't know.
But
It
we
feels like something you would do.
I mean, I guess like the soap, I was genuinely like, "Oh, this might be cool," because that's something you see it like in stores, and you're like, it can't be that hard to make."
Yeah.
You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
I've seen Fight Club.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
So I think next time, we'll have to make soap and see how that goes. Because honestly, the soaps they make there,
Mm.
I don't know what they do, but they're very cool looking,
Oh, okay.
like very colorful and patterned nicely. And
Yeah.
I actually bought some beard oil.
Wait, what?
'Cause it's called. They sell beard oil too.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Right?
No. Earl, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry, Beard Earl.
Jesus. Right.
Because when I was going around with Leah smelling the soaps, there's one called Oak Openings, which for going local, it's a local metro park by us.
Right.
And like it smelled really good, and then the descriptor was smells like campfire and a beer. And I'm like, well, they sold me on this.
Yeah. Right.
Because it does smell good too.
You were just like, can I eat this in here? Like that's soap. And
But yeah, good old Buff City Soaps. Apparently, it's a franchise deal too. I don't know.
so if you make a soap, I feel like you need to go make some. It'd be funny to go do something like that and have like how many ever bars and just have that be the extremely limited salty language soap.
That's an idea.
It's got to have like bourbon in it if they have a bourbon scent.
They didn't.
Just
but
take some bourbon with you then.
Brian, I mean, we could make this a field trip.
I'm pretty sure they're just you and I just walk in and like we're here to make soap and they're just gonna like okay. Alright.
Also, we're here to set up our cell phone and Instagram live this.
Yes, yeah, and maybe hold hands a little.
Oh, well, definitely.
Yeah, because
that's not a terrible idea.
no, I actually kind of like the idea. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm not super mad at the
'Cause-
super exclusive salty language soap line.
Right? We have like 10 bars of it. Done.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm not
man.
mad at that at all.
Yeah. Nice.
Now that's everything I did.
Oh, okay. Well, good. All right. Well, I got a bunch of things, like, because I was just, combing the Reddits today for silly stories and whatnot, and
Fair enough.
I just had, a variety. But I'm going to lead with one that's not silly, because the rest
Okay.
are kind of funny or weird. But this one I actually think is this reminds me of back when we had Tate on the show. We'd always have like one story that was like a legit story that was like, dude, this is really cool or whatever. So
Right.
And this one, from was it Columbia Engineering and Vanderbilt researchers demonstrate that human lungs rejected for transplant can be recovered using cross circulation to provide much larger number of donor lungs to critically ill patients. So they can hook these lungs that basically before they would have to just wing into the garbage because they wouldn't be able to do anything with them.
It's picture.
Yeah. Kobe. Yeah. Sorry. I guess anyways, that was just always the thing when you take the shot, you know? So
it's true, bro.
So you have like these lungs that, you know, someone dies, they have lungs that this person's a donor, but they look, you know, when they get in there and they're like, we can't really use these because they don't pass the test. They can do cross circulation, which they did this with like a pig, I guess, to where basically they circulate blood or whatever through it. It cleans the lungs out, and within 24 hours of doing this, the lungs are back to not capacity but functionality.
Really?
Yeah, and they even said in there that in extreme circumstances, to where basically like, hey, this person's going to die if they don't get a new lung, kind of a thing or whatever, they can actually use the patient as the cross circulator, and then as soon as the lungs cleared out, they can put the lung in immediately.
Wow.
And the big key in this is, first of all, this is awesome because anything that makes organs more available for donation is, fantastic. And part of the reason I picked this is something that touches our lives, or has touched our lives, directly, kind of. But they're saying that the next step, of course, will be they're going to see if they can do this with livers, kidneys, other shit. Because, there's a huge shortage for kidneys and liver and pretty much any organ, but a lot of those types,
Right.
So that might open the door for more available organs, right? I was like, that
Just
not only
give it a good old-fashioned blood rinse.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's probably, I'm sure, more to it, but I'm simplifying.
Just like I picture a faucet full of blood and just
yeah, yeah.
Just rinse it under. What the?
Right. Just throw it in the dish strainer. This one's clean. Got another one there, just drying it off with a towel.
Yeah, we good.
We're ready.
They're snapping each other with lungs.
Well, I mean, but yeah, I was like, man, now that is some potentially fucking great news,
Yeah, for sure.
Because this is, like life-saving, life-changing type news. And, fingers crossed, if they then can apply this or adapt it to other organs also, that's fantastic,
I mean, from what I hear, Brian, it's just about once every 3 years, I just need to have a full-body blood rinse.
Yeah, sounds right.
I'm just saying.
Right, just refill with the blood of some virgins.
Yeah.
Just do a little Elizabeth Bathory,
There you go. I was
scenario.
like, what the fuck is her name?
I don't think she did a rinse. She just, literally bathed in it, but,
I need a bigger bathtub because we already established.
Right.
Too big for bathtub.
Oh, my God, be a blood bath bomb? Yeah.
Wow. That would be actually, see, I should text that to Leah. Next time you got to make it red so it's a blood bath bomb.
For sure, right?
She'd probably dig that.
Yeah,
actually.
right. Yeah. Oh, man. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. There's actually, oddly enough, looking through shit today, I was like, oh my God, I actually found something that might be good news.
For once, huh?
Yeah, but I feel like that's a science moment for sure. So
good. Good point, Brian.
Yes, science.
Yeah.
Just for you, buddy.
Word. I like it. So let's see. Where do we want to go next? I'll just start.
Yeah, just start hitting them.
All right. So the first one, this one made me laugh because I just feel like this is a rom-com plot waiting to happen. This is Oregon man driving stolen car crashes into woman driving another stolen car.
Oh, okay.
Tell me this doesn't feel like a rom-com. Yeah, right? Like, oh, how did you meet? Well, that's a funny story. And then, and, They crash into each other. They argue. They hate each other. They have to keep dealing with each other because of, getting arrested / insurance and different shit. And, next thing you know,
Dates.
yeah, it's but, I was trying to think where I was looking to see. That really was all there was to it for me. Like, because it's not a very interesting story otherwise, But I just was like, God, this just feels like the plot of something.
It sounds like I'm sure some dope in Hollywood saw that news line, like flipping through Reddit. Oh my God! And sort of immediately like busting out on Google Docs.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna do. I was gonna go ahead and punch up a script here.
Now, what would the movie be called?
Well, it's got to have crash in the title, right? I feel like, or accidental love, or I don't know. You stole my car. You stole a car and my heart. I don't know.
Stole a car and my heart.
God damn it! Now that's a country song waiting to happen.
Yeah, right.
You stole a car and my heart, girl.
What about No, that doesn't sound good. No. What if the movie ends with them like falling apart? So it's like Grand Theft Heartbreak or something.
All right, I like that better.
I feel like there's something here.
Yeah.
I said what that something is yet.
Yeah, I don't know either. But you're right. There's definitely a good name here.
Well, hey, if anyone out there's got a sweet ass name,
I'll hire someone else for it. Yeah.
Yeah, let us know.
So while we're on the topic of potential love and whatnot, this is not at all. I'm just being an asshole.
Excellent work.
This one's from Forbes, and the headline, oddly enough, it's written by Bruce Lee.
Really? I thought he was dead.
Nope. It's Bruce Y. Lee, who's a writer for Forbes, but yeah, his name's Bruce Lee. I'm sure that's why he has the Y there.
Yeah, because everyone makes that mistake all the time.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Coming up to him in bars trying to fight him. He hands someone a business card and they just hit him over the head with a pool stick and they're like, come on, let's see that 1-inch punch.
Wrong one.
Yeah, he can't fight at all. Like, not even a little.
No, because he's in a wheelchair.
Oh, wow. That took a turn. Damn. All right, so this headline is, man suffers 4-hour erection with COVID-19 coronavirus infection.
Whoa, I like the rhyme.
Well, yeah, that makes sense, right?
It's good.
For anyone who's seen a Viagra commercial, as it says in here, they always mention the whole, if you have an erection lasting 4 hours and longer, please see your doctor.
High five all your friends.
Yeah, with your erection. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But a 62-year-old man with coronavirus had an erection that lasted for 4 hours. And basically, it sounds like it was caused by by him having coronavirus.
Really?
Yeah.
Man. So not only can you not breathe, but you can fuck.
Right. Wow. So, oh my God. So anyway, they said that, like I said, because for those who don't maybe know, coronavirus can affect your blood stream as well, or like your what do you call it? Like the stuff in your
circulation.
Circulation. Thank you. But it's this next couple paragraphs, though, man. According to the case report, the physical examination revealed previously unidentified priapism, which is the long-term erection. This basically meant that no one had noticed an erection before the physical exam. Zing!
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, nobody noticed he had a rager. So,
Wow, poor fella.
Says, of course, when someone's having difficulty breathing, that person's penis may not be the first thing you look at. I don't know. If your
Slow down.
tire's losing air, where do you put the air hose? You know,
It's true. It's true.
I don't think it works.
I mean, I'll be honest, if I'm in a hospital and there's like some sort of goddamn anaconda action happening underneath that gown, I'm gonna be a little distracted.
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah. It says, unless he's doing something very unusual to make it difficult to breathe. So it's not clear how long the erection may have been going on before the exam. Doctors tried putting an ice pack on his penis, but that didn't topple the problem.
That sounds awful.
Doesn't it? When the problem got close to being 4 hours long, doctors decided to erect a plan.
I get it.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't even catch that before. Come on. You're better than that, Forbes.
They're not, though.
You're right. Fortunately, it wasn't too hard a problem to solve.
Oh.
Oh, God. They stuck a needle into the blood vessels of his penis. This wasn't done for fun because needles in penis and fun go together like sewage and bed sheets. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Oh, he was sedated through the whole thing, so at least there's that.
Maybe he's into that now. I could only get off with a needle in my dick.
Wow. Ouch. That seems like a terrible idea.
No wonder his nickname is Needle.
They they had to like inject medicine into his penis and give him a blood thinner to get the issue to go away. Why didn't they just jerk him off? I mean,
yeah, right.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm sure he tried like 8 or 9 times. He was probably like, "This is amazing."
Yeah. Ugh.
I feel like shit right now, but this points down.
Whew.
This is incredible.
Yeah. Now, there is, it does make me wonder. I didn't see anything in here that said that they did any sort of tox screen, so there's always, of course, the chance the guy took a blue pill or 6. So,
yeah. He's doing rails of Cialis.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had a bathtub. His partner had a bathtub. I mean, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Yeah. Drop some bath bombs and get nutty.
Right? Exactly. But yeah, in all seriousness, though, they were saying, that there's been quite a few people with COVID that when they've tested their blood vessels or lungs or other organs, that they found blood clots and some real like thickening of the blood. So this, although we've made light of it here, this could be a significant like issue. Not so much the 4-hour erection as much as the like, blood clots all over your body, basically. So.
Yeah, that sounds like a bad time.
This whole thing sounded like a terrible time. Like,
yeah, well, except the 4-hour erection part.
Right.
That sounds all right.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, what'd you do on Friday? You are not going to believe this.
Yeah. Have I got a story for you?
Yeah. Yikes. Ugh. So there you go. That's
wow.
Yeah. Good fun,
That
huh?
is a...
Ugh. Anyway, so let's move on. Hopefully the next one I got here is funnier than that, because that's, ooh. Ouch.
I mean, a guy at that age, you'd think he'd be pretty pumped.
Yeah, this one here is funny. This one here is pretty much like a recount of what I was talking about earlier. Woman 72 gored multiple times by bison after getting too close taking pictures. This is pretty much me running over the old lady.
And you deserve it.
Well, this is pretty much me running over the old lady.
You were wearing your bison hat, right?
Of course, yeah. Yep. So...
Yeah, anytime I see video of people like Yellowstone, like, oh, here comes the buffalo, let's get out of the car and get a selfie, and then they get launched like 40 feet in the air.
Yeah.
You deserved it.
Hey, guess where this took place?
Yellowstone.
Sure enough.
Shocking. Because people, unfortunately, are like, these are like the animals in the Lion King. They're going to sing and talk to us. And then you get careened off a rock.
Yep.
Yeah, people are so dumb.
Yep.
I'm just going to get out of my car in this tiger park and never seen again.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I at least understand it if it's an animal that people are, like, don't realize are as dangerous as they are, right?
Right.
Like, if you found out that someone got killed by a giraffe, I'd be like, well, most people don't understand how strong and dangerous giraffes can be.
I think my first reaction would be like, that's hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? But it's like, or even for some reason, people seem to think hippos are not like vicious, even though hippos, like, you know, the way they kill like crocodiles is like stomping them to death, you know, like,
Yeah.
like, and they're big, heavy animals. So, you know, like a bison, I don't know, they have horns and they're huge.
Yeah, it's like a furry car.
Yeah. Right. They're like, you know, one of those old, like Cadillacs that people used to put the horns on the front of, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like Boss Hogg's ride.
Yeah, exactly.
But
right.
self-aware.
Right, yes. And angry.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's like,
It's the Chris Rock bit,
you
right?
see the videos of people getting lit up by goats at petting zoos.
Yeah.
I mean, that should tell you enough.
Yep. Or, I mean, you know, or you could be like me when I was a kid, you know, my ass got bit by a goat and I just slapped it across the face.
Kick stun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't help it, you know. My ass is like an apple. I mean, you know, but it's like, hey, ask first.
That's my apple, yo.
Yeah, you know, buy me dinner first.
Yeah, but at the very least.
An asshole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, take a quarter, buy me some feed, you know.
It's a handful of these stale ass pellets.
Delicious, yeah. You're just standing there eating them like somebody with like a handful of, you know, popcorn or something, you know.
Yeah, right.
This is good.
Stuff right here.
Yeah.
Those are for the animals. Oh.
Yeah. I was looking to see if the woman lived or not.
I mean, hopefully not.
Yeah, I think she did. I don't see anything here saying that she died, so.
Oh, hopefully she lost an arm or is in a wheelchair forever.
Or at least learned her damn lesson.
Yeah, I know. I just don't understand why people think that's a cool thing to do.
I mean, Tony, we live in a world where we're being told daily that there's something that, you know, kills hundreds of thousands of people, and people, hey, wear a mask, it'll cut the number down, and people are like, eh. So
That's okay. You know what, Brian? You're right.
All bets are off. It's like the tweets I've seen that are like, we got to quit saying avoid it like the plague, because clearly we don't. So
yeah. I mean, I keep forgetting that there is a special kind of stupid in this world.
Yeah. Well, it is funny because I feel like in a lot of ways, you know, the always having a camera on us has definitely elevated that. Because, like, you look at how many people die every year trying to take a selfie and fall off a cliff or whatever, you know? It's
yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh, jeez. So, you know, what are you going to do, right?
Well, it's like, you've probably seen it. I'm thinking about stupid people. My apologies.
Nice.
There's a video, and this woman was a part of a PR firm, and she was videoing like a rack of masks at Target and how she wasn't going to wear a mask, and just started knocking them off the rack and was stepping on them.
Yeah.
And like, one, I was just like, you're an idiot because the masks are the way to go. But two, it's like, someone's got to come pick all that shit up now.
Right.
That was really what I was pissed at. Like, I even went, because her Instagram, because it was an Instagram story.
Yeah.
Account was right at the top of the video, and I'm like, I'm going to go give this woman a piece of my mind. You might find it shocking. Her account is private because I'm sure the whole internet was doing that.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
But I for sure reported the account to Instagram for bullying. Because fuck those people.
Yeah. Well, that's my thing, is like, look, I if you don't want to wear a mask, I don't understand it. I think it's stupid, but whatever, right? Like, I can't force someone to do it. But it's like you said, it's like, you don't need to there's a difference between going, I'm not going to wear a mask, and I'm going to be an asshole and ruin a display and ruin masks that other people might be able to wear. You know, like, come on, you don't need to take that extra step, you know?
No, exactly.
I mean, just like I think people should wear masks, but I'm not out there like, you know, wrapping people's faces in masks as I'm like running through the store and just like, you know,
just coming up behind them.
Yeah, like I've got razor wire or something, but it's a mask, you know. Like,
yeah, I just
come on,
man.
Assholes.
Yeah. All right, that's enough of that.
All right, let's see what we got next here. Oh man, I have two stories from this site, which is CornwallLive.com.
All right,
and you know, it's something overseas, but this one, where is it at here? This one just fits right in the same level, right? You know, we're told to social distance. how many places have you seen put a line like away from their counter a little bit? Or like Office Max, when I was there, they actually have like a fold-up table in front of their counter, so you can't.
I've seen that. That's how Monet's is doing it too.
Yeah, because you have to, because people will just ignore it, just like the X's on the floor. How many times have you seen people standing literally like they're someone else's backpack rather than standing 6 or 8 feet back? So, a bar, geez, that'd be even more impressive. A bar, a pub, if you will, in Cornwall, installed an electric fence at their bar.
That is amazing.
And
I would love to just sit there and watch people get zapped.
And it is active. And they, has warning signs and all that shit. And, he says, the guy who owns it said before the fence, people were not following social distancing and they were doing as they pleased. But now people take heed to the guidance around social distancing.
That is so amazing.
Yeah. He said that the fence is usually switched off, but he said it can be turned on. There have been a couple people who've reported that they were zapped by it, which I could see it to where you're like, hey, back up. And people are like, and he's like, I said back up. And then maybe you turn it on and let him get a little zap, and say, hey, I told you to back up.
Yeah, motherfucker. Wowie, wow.
Yeah. I like this guy's moxie though,
Yeah, same here. It's like extreme.
The downside is I'm sure like here, if you did something like that, you'd be shut down and sued.
They'd be sued immediately.
So, but
this is ridiculous. I can't believe I got electrocuted when I was trying to order my Cosmo.
I just wanted another pint. Like, just stay the fuck back.
Yeah. You know the rules, Seamus. Get the fuck back.
Although I will say this, like, listen, after you've had a few pints, you kind of need that bar sometimes.
Absolutely.
To help
definitely
you stand.
Makes for a good lean-in post.
Right. And you're like, listen, I'm going to fall right on my face. And since you don't bring beers to the table, I'm going to need to use this counter. So we're going to have to work out something here.
That's what I'm saying, is how it would be great to just sit there in that bar and watch someone go stumbling over to get our pint and just lean into it.
Right. I can see friends, like, leading their friends to it just to get them shocked or something.
Oh,
too.
Absolutely.
Good times. Oh, man. All right, so this next one, I love this. So, a Niagara Falls strip club is set to reopen without strippers.
What?
Yeah. Because now they're going to have scantily clad waitresses because oh shoot, where'd it go? There it is. Okay. Their intention is to open a patio as food service venue with less than completely clad servers. So public health inspectors will be there to inspect the premises. I'm air quoting inspect the premises as it opens. They said if they see any infractions, like an actual strip show, they can shut it down. It says, although the photo posted by the Sundowner, which is the club, shows the patio site to be covered with a roof, said the public health official said it does not qualify as an indoor venue because there's no walls. The province recently made a change to its definition of a patio. If it is covered but at least 2 of the 4 other sides are open, then it qualifies as a patio. So they made the place into a patio, which can then be open for, restaurant type purposes. So as long as they don't have a strip show, they're going to be allowed to be open.
So they're gonna have just like nerdy waitresses,
right? I'm guessing probably like I'm assuming not nude, but yeah, it says right here you can't have the strippers walking around topless. So they'll probably either have very tiny bikini types things on, or pasties, or whatever the state minimum is.
You're basically
But the part that I found really funny about this. First of all, good on them for trying to find a way around the rules to be able to open. I'm kidding. People should not be encouraged to gather right now. But
Brian, strip club. Sometimes you gotta go see some titties.
Listen, I understand. Like, quarantitties.
Heyo.
Yeah, I've heard
That
before
would
somewhere.
be the perfect name for a quarantine-friendly strip club.
I think there was, I don't know, did you hear about the place that was out in, was it Portland, I think it was, that was like a drive-through strip club?
Yeah, I did see something
Okay,
about that.
so, I think they actually were talking about quarantitties. So, the part about this I found funny is that, how good's the food going to be? Because, people go to, Hooters and places like that where the food's okay,
Yeah.
because they want to see big old boobies. But,
Yeah, I mean, I imagine the food's probably going to suck.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, are you, would you, if you were like, hey, let's find somewhere to eat that's a patio, and I'm like, hey, man, I know a place.
Well, I mean, it depends on it honestly depends on the day. Because, once
Right.
I'll be like, yeah, I'm down to go see some titties.
Yeah. I am curious. I didn't look up to see what if what their Yelp rating or anything was, but I am curious because it's I feel like you have to have some level of decent food,
Right.
but also maybe not because like you said, it's like, hey, we can go have some okay food, but instead of looking at the stupid Hooters uniform, it's like, hey, look, these are just covered with pasties,
Right.
like that's clearly an upgrade.
Well, yeah, anything's better than those stupid leggings.
Right. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's
Ugh.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine that food would be amazing at all.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was though?
I mean, I remember hearing some comedian a long time ago talk about some strip club in Texas
Yeah.
that the steak it's a steakhouse strip club. It's one of the best steakhouses you can go to.
Well, it reminds you of do you remember with what's his name, Adam Pac-Man Jones? That night before he was meeting with Commissioner Goodell of the NFL,
Right,
and he was supposed to be keeping his nose clean, but he went to the strip club the night before,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, I just went for a steak," and everybody was like, "Who goes to the strip club for steak?" I bet it was that strip club.
It's probably that strip club.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay,
I mean, it makes sense if the steaks are good.
All right.
The stakes are high, man.
I see what you did there. I just typed in Sundowner to see what their rating. Ooh, 3 stars on Yelp. That's not very good.
No, it's not very
I
good
don't
at
think
all.
that's for food either. I think that's just their general review. Ouch. It'd be funny. Not enough titties.
It needs more titties.
I wish I had 4 thumbs. Or 4 hands. So I can give those titties 4 thumbs down. Oh, that's hilarious. Sorry. The second one on here, guy gives it a 2-star rating. Says a bunch of con women. It's like, welcome to strip clubs.
Yeah, exactly. Ugh, what the fuck is wrong with people, Brian?
Yeah. Wow. 2 girls this is another one. 2 girls dragged me in for a private dance. I asked the
I'm sure.
price, and they told me I didn't need to worry about it. Sure you did, buddy. Sure. Wow.
Yeah.
$500 for that private dance for the 2 of them. Damn.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I hope it was more than just a dance for $500.
All right. Let's get something out of it. Wow. Yeah, sorry, I'm just scrolling these things. Most of them are not, most of the ratings are pretty bad, and honestly, a lot of them have the word shifty or scam in them.
It's shifty.
This one here tried to scam us out of $900. Damn.
Well, I mean, you're going to a strip club. I'm just going to say, what do you expect?
Yeah. Oh man, I was just looking to see if anyone mentioned the food, but I have it. Oh wait, buffet was reasonable for the price.
Reasonable.
$7.99 apparently.
I mean, an $8 buffet. What are you expecting?
Right? Yeah, reasonable. I think is a win at a buffet. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't get sick the next
Yeah.
thumbs up.
Didn't have explosive diarrhea when I got a lap dance.
Yes, exactly. Would maybe go again.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh, shit. Anyway, so there you go. That's good fun. All right, so the next one. Johnny Walker whiskey to be sold in paper bottles.
What?
Yep.
Paper bottles?
Yep.
Get out of that.
The company who owns the brand said it plans to run a trial of the new environmentally friendly packaging next year.
Get out of here. I'm out. I need glass.
Yeah.
I don't trust no paper bottle.
Yeah.
How's it supposed to sit on my shelf and look awesome for like a year?
I don't know. That's a fine question. So, yeah, I'm with you. I will say this. If it was something that would last, it could be kind of a cool one-off on your shelf.
Yeah, I don't have faith in it.
Well, that's my thing is like, clearly there's got to be, I would assume there's got to be some sort of a liner probably in it.
It's probably the worst, most unenvironmentally friendly plastic that lines it.
No, it does make me wonder how they're going to do it though, because I don't know, liquor bottles generally look really cool, you know, like this.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know for sure if in this article if that's the picture that they're showing or not, because I don't know, it almost looks like a water bottle like the one I use, you know, which is not very cool. It's like all black or gray. It's got like a metal cap and it, you know, has their logo and whatnot. It looks so generic. It doesn't stand out. So I hope that's not the final packaging. I hope maybe that's a concept gimmick or something. So.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just.
Well, here's the other thing.
You know how it is when you like get a paper cup from like McDonald's or whatever, and you accidentally leave it sitting out overnight, and then you come in the next day and there's just a puddle under it because all the seals broke and shit.
Yeah. I hear you.
Saying.
Yep. Like I get it for beer bottles. Like, and it does say there's a thing underneath it, like other stories or whatever, that there is a company working on paper beer bottles. That I understand. Right?
Yeah, because that's like you're just smashing them, one and done.
Right. Exactly. But liquor, you know, it's like, hey, this is going to sit on my shelf for a while, especially, you know, if I'm paying.
Unless you're an alcoholic.
I mean, unless you're not, yeah. So, I don't know. I'm like you.
I don't know, man.
Listen, if I have no other choice, I'll buy it, but, you know, I don't love it.
Yeah, I totally understand the whole thought process behind, like, environmentally friendly such and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But a paper liquor bottle, I'm not feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the same company owns Guinness and Smirnoff, so I wonder how long before they start trying to rock pints of Guinness and paper cans and shit.
Well, now see, they got to figure out how to get that nitrogen pour in the paper can.
Right.
I'm pretty sure, you know, Ireland would just riot.
And rightfully so, damn it.
Exactly. You just hear like a scream in the horizon. All these guys in kilts with great swords come running over the hill.
Yeah. So it says to make the bottles, the company will co-launch a firm called Pulpex, which really sounds gross.
Yes.
Which will also produce packaging for the likes of Unilever and PepsiCo, which is interesting because I didn't know, you know, maybe Pepsi is looking for that. Coke, they have a thing on here that, you know, Coke has basically been like, hey, people still want plastic bottles, so we're going to give them plastic bottles.
Yeah. But fuck
the environment. Yeah. So, and it makes sense. If you're Pepsi, it makes sense to try to come up with this as a gimmick. You know, because Pepsi needs anything they can to steal any part of the market from Coke. You know, because Coke, all they have to do is just exist, basically, because everybody fucking knows Coke. You know, like you don't even have to show, you know, you're just like, hey, here's this a white ribbon on a red background, and everyone will go, that's Coke. You don't even have to have the words on it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, anyway, gee, quit messing with our liquor, man.
I know, man. Just keep it in a glass bottle so it looks dope, and I can like bang it off somebody's head if I have to.
That's right. Apparently, the reason they were changing, I forgot to mention, is I guess making glass bottles, you know, has a lot of carbon emission, whatever. I'm sure though that clearly making all that liquor doesn't do anything to the environment, though.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Right.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're all fine. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I like the way it is because it's the way it is right now.
Right. All right.
How
So
am I supposed to smash a paper bottle on a bar and cut somebody's neck with it?
paper cut, dude.
Oh, shit. With brutal. All right, never mind. I need some of these.
Yeah, right. All right. So the last one I have here, this is the other one from Cornwall Live. And the headline is the main, the reason why I had to click on this was man high on drugs detained by police after biting seagull.
Biting seagull.
Yeah.
One, check that man for every parasite ever made.
Right? Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, shoot, where'd it go? Yeah, police say they detained a man near Derry's Cross after officers spotted him attacking a seagull and biting it.
Did the seagull steal his like French fries?
Hold on,
totally get it.
I'm getting to it.
Right.
So the man claimed he was being attacked for his McDonald's meal, and in response, he grabbed the bird and bit it.
I mean, there you go.
The police spokesperson told Plymouth Live he sunk his teeth into it before throwing it to the floor. Officers had seen the incident and immediately went over and detained and took details from him. Around this time, the man volunteered the information that he was under the influence of drugs. Shock.
Weird.
The
Imagine that.
The seagull was clearly injured by the incident, but flew off before we were able to check on its welfare.
Who cares? Fuck that seagull.
No, the actual reason why I clicked on this was on Reddit when I saw it. It said that, like, man bites seagull that tried to steal his Big Mac. And I was like, well, I'm in.
I haven't had a Big Mac in a while, but I might fight one too.
I had one today, actually.
Oh, there you go.
So we were out and...
Would you fight a seagull over it?
I mean, I didn't... No. I thought about it.
Okay.
No. But,
well, fair enough.
Yeah. I just picture, like, in the seagull world, the seagulls going to the hospital and they're like, oh, he bit you? Like, man, we're going to have to, so now you got to have, like, whatever the seagull version of, like, a tetanus shot is or something.
People shots.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they're filthy. Like, we keep telling you, stay away from those things.
Yeah, but bro, we had a Big Mac.
God, we get it, but you just got to let it go.
At a dumpster.
Yeah. Like, you just got to stay away from them. Told you, they're filthy.
Absolutely filthy.
All right, so there you go. That's all my random shit that I've found today.
Excellent work, Brian.
Thank
I enjoyed the random shit.
All right, well, let's do some Q the W.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Excuse me. All right, so last week, Brian.
Yeah.
You asked, what is your most MacGyver moment?
Yep.
I'm gonna just page answers all together, so it makes it easier on me.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just sit back and wait since till you get through
them. That's all I got.
Oh.
I'm so sad.
I'm so sad too. I had high hopes for this one.
Because I thought that was a good QW.
I did too. Let me have a look at Twitter here, if for some reason it doesn't want to load. But yeah, I'm seeing the same amount on Twitter that we had over on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, man.
But.
Huh?
But.
What?
But Cheeto Bandito sent in Q the W answers.
Oh, shit, son.
So for the most MacGyver thing he's ever done, he said was he once repaired the cable that goes from the gas pedal to the throttle body of a 1972 VW Super Beetle on the side of the interstate.
I'll have the soup.
Damn it. On the side of the interstate with some baling wire and a pair of side cuts and channel lock pliers. That's some MacGyver shit. Well done.
That's definitely a MacGyver moment.
He also answered your previous one, which was the something I would never buy used, and he said flip-flops, which nobody should buy flip-flops anyways. They're fucking awful.
Damn, I'm probably wearing flip-flops right now in Love and Life.
Awful. I can't stand when I'm in the store and I hear somebody walking around with them. I just want to take those off their feet and beat them with it.
That might be me. You hear?
That's fine. I stand by what I said. What I said.
Because Brian, flip flops for life.
Hate him. So yeah, that's our collection of Q the W for the week.
I like what you got. Good job.
Cheeto.
Yeah. Just you. No. All right. So 1 through 22.
Oh, shoot. Let's go 16.
You would pick that. Right. What obscure TV show needs a comeback?
Oh, shit, son. This could be a good one. What obscure TV show needs a comeback?
You know what show I wish could have more seasons?
What's that?
Like that would be Better Off Ted.
Fair enough.
That's one of those shows that I watched on TV. I was one of the 4 people who watched it on TV.
Right.
And then I watched it again when it was on Netflix or Hulu or whatever. And I loved the show and, the jokes and stuff in it, but it only got 1 season. So I would love to let that show have a little more time. Because you know how a lot of shows, their first season can be good, but a lot of times 2, 3 are where they really hit their stride. I'd really love for that show to have that opportunity. Although, it could just become awful after 1 season. But given that it's about a company that's just terrible, they make all these inventions that are just awful to people only to make money. I think it could be really fun to see kind of what they do with that going forward.
Fair enough.
So that's my answer.
That's a good one.
So there.
Damn, Brian, I think you nailed it. See, now I'm like, shit. See, I'm only thinking of TV shows that they're not obscure, but I think they need a comeback.
Okay. Like what?
And I know they tried, but they didn't do it right.
Yeah.
I think we need American Gladiators.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that reboot was not good.
Yeah, I know it's not obscure.
I know it's not the same, but I really feel like American Ninja Warrior is as close as we're ever going to get to a really good reboot of it,
Yeah. Oh, hold on. That just made me think.
All right.
Most Extreme Elimination Challenge needs a comeback.
It's funny about that show because that show's fingerprints are all over, what's the name of that show? Holy Moly. That's they have mini golf, and then they hit a putt or a shot, then they have to do something that is very much a Wipeout or MXC type gimmick, where they have to run across a certain thing, but basically there's 0 chance of it. They're built to beat your ass essentially.
Right.
So there is a little taste of that here and there, but it's not the same,
Yeah, that would be my choice.
Yeah, I can understand that because I know you were a huge fan of that. And it had its moments.
Yeah.
I was back and forth.
It's on YouTube. I still watch it occasionally. Yeah.
Nice. Makes sense. Yeah, I can live with that. So, all right, folks, there you go. What obscure TV show needs a comeback?
Show me what you got.
Booyah.
Because you're right.
It is us in the middle of that.
It is really tough on that one because there's a lot of TV shows that I watched that really weren't obscure. That's the problem is, because for years there it would have been Arrested Development because nobody watched it basically. Then everybody watched it. So, that kind of has happened more and more, because you can't say Firefly. Because Firefly is not an obscure TV show. It's got a massive amount of fan base.
The obscure quote-unquote TV shows really aren't much of a thing anymore.
Yeah, it's harder. So I almost feel in a lot of ways it's got to go back to, for me anyways, it's got to go back to our childhood or that era, somewhere in that range,
I was because once word of mouth spreads about a show, it doesn't become obscure anymore.
Right.
Letterkenny, for instance.
Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect example. Yeah. That's what originally I was trying to think of, or while you were talking, I was trying to think of something else that might have been on Comedy Central or something when we were, teenagers or something to that effect. But it's like, I don't know. There might be something if I really had, if I was really, really thinking about it, but probably not. I don't know.
Right, exactly.
I think we got pretty good answers out of it anyway. So, because I think for sure your suggestion would get a lot of support.
I hope so.
Well, like I said,
now.
Wipeout has had like 2 different TV shows. That Holy Moly, like I said, half of that show is literally just people, being stupid like that. There's a game show a show on right now called Don't. I don't know if you've seen it.
I'm not familiar with this.
It's produced by, I think, Ryan Reynolds, and Adam Scott hosts it. And basically, it's the concept of it is shit like one of the games was like, don't throw a baseball in the house. And they've got one person that's on like a rotating platform, basically, or a moving platform. And they have another person swinging upside down in front of like a bunch of like, fake windows and they have a big, like baseball mitt. And the person on the moving platform has to throw the ball at the person. For everyone they catch, they get like $2,000. And, kind of a thing. So the whole premise of the show is basically all the things that you were, don't do this kind of a thing. Yeah, it's
don't run with scissors.
Yeah. And I've watched it a few times. It's kind of fun, it's stupid, but it's kind of fun. I like Ryan Reynolds does a voiceover thing for it. And, him and Adam Scott are kind of, awkward and smarmy in their characters for the show type of thing. So, it's not terrible. Which actually reminds me of something. Have you watched on Netflix, there's a game show called The Floor is Lava?
I haven't watched it, but I'm aware of it.
Dude, when I saw what it was, I'm like, oh, this is probably a fun watch. A bunch of people trying to they have to figure out, how to maneuver certain things within the field to get from point A to point B, essentially, and not fall into the lava, right? Seems like a show I might dig. The people are so fucking insufferable. I couldn't watch a second episode of it.
That bad, huh?
If you get a chance, watch the first episode, because there's 3 brothers on there that all think they're funnier than the other one, and they're all you just want to beat them with their shoes. They're so annoying.
God.
And it's,
Can I beat them with my shoes? Because I got some pretty heavy work boots.
You can use whoever shoes you want. I don't care. Oh, man. But like I said, I thought the idea was cool because, like, the one room that they were in, when one person gets over to the end part, like, they have kind of like a cargo net type of thing that you have to hold on to, and then it only goes, and then the person who's already made it basically turns a crank and it pulls you closer, but not all the way. You still have to swing and jump onto like a step, right? Well, as time goes on, the lava creeps up so that the first step disappears. So now you have to swing farther. So you want to do it as fast as possible, right? And I'm like, okay, I dig the premise of the thing, figuring out certain little puzzles and whatnot are fun. I think that part of it would have been cool. But oh my God, the casting. I don't know, maybe in the second or third or whatever episodes the people aren't as bad, but I doubt it. They're
I'm
so...
sure it's probably all terrible.
Because they're like, oh, let's get people for a game show. And it's so terrible. Instead of getting people that are like, just, hey, let's fucking do this. Let's do this challenge. It's the 3 brothers, everything they do, the ones like, one of them's got to make some fucking joke.
Well, of course, right?
And it's like, okay, the goal of this game is to get from point A to point B as fast as you can, and you guys keep stopping to tell your awful jokes.
Right.
And the first group they had on there was this mom and her 2 kids, and they're just, ugh.
The worst.
I believe in you. You can do this. It's like, stop it. Just fucking do it. I absolutely couldn't stand it. Not even from a, this is so bad I love it perspective. I couldn't watch it.
Right.
Like, at least MXC, I didn't love the commentary on MXC, honestly, sometimes. But that show has such stupid elements to it that I can still watch it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this show, it's like I want to. Like the only way I could watch it would be to mute it. Then I could watch it.
That's no bueno.
Right? So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, I meant to mention this like 2 weeks ago and I forgot because I was one night after I was done watching Avatar for the night, that popped up like right next to it, and I'm like, I'm gonna just check this out, you know.
Let's see what this is all about.
Oh God, I was like, God, why didn't I just watch another episode of Avatar?
That sounds awful.
Yeah. So
Well, then I know I'm not gonna be watching that.
It gets all the thumbs down for me.
Yeah, I shan't be checking that out.
Yeah. If somebody out there has watched more than one episode of it, let me know if the people get less annoying.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
But I doubt they do. Yeah. I'm not even going to attempt to watch it to find out. Even what sucks is they have multiple rooms in this, you know, but in one episode, there's one room, you know, both teams do the same room. So, or 3 teams. I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 teams, but yeah. Anyway, enough of my ranting about that. Let's take her home.
Yeah. All right, man.
So, yeah, head over to saltylanguage.com. Check out all the past episodes. Check out the enthusiast episodes. You know, go back and listen to the episode where we had, you know, Kyle Duncan Graham on the show. That was a good time.
It was a good time.
All sorts of fun. We should get him back on since he's doing other things now. And that was like 10 years ago.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might want to be, you know, get that salty language bump.
Yeah, I guess.
Right?
Yeah. Because remember, for the longest time, he was our most downloaded episode.
That's true.
For quite a while. Yeah. So, anyway, you know, go check out the past episodes. You can find a link to the network that we're part of.
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Tangent Bound Entertainment. You know, so definitely go check that out as well. You know, go listen to some other shows in there. Stop by and tell Mark we said, hey, what's up?
For sure.
Do you miss Mark?
I do miss Mark.
Yeah, you'd said it 2 weeks in a row. I wanted to make sure you kept it going.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. So, yeah, with that, if you want to contact the show, you can hit us up on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony, but you're better off getting me up on Instagram at ZMonotony.
You can find me at Stunami on Instagram. If I let you. No.
Shit. And of course, Salty Language is, you know, available on basically every social media platform. Just go to saltylanguage.com. All the links are there.
We're really not anymore, though, if you think about it. Like we're not on TikTok. We're not on Pinterest. We hate Facebook. We don't. we're really not available anywhere but in person, basically.
Basically.
But yeah, hit saltylanguage.com for all your
Salty Language
links and
needs.
stuff. Yeah, I guess. Why not, right? All right. Is there anything else? I feel like that's all the links, right?
I think that's all the links. Man.
All right. So I guess until next time, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Stay salty.
And I don't know. Corn titties? I got nothing else.
Maybe. Coach Death?
Yeah, Coach Death. Stay safe. Wrap your face.
Yeah, wrap your face. Is that like a dental dam thing? Or
Sure. I mean, it was the old, you know, remember show used to say, you know, don't be a fool, wrap your tool. You know, so I was just kind of thinking the same thing.
Yeah, there you go. Don't be a waste, wrap your face.
Yeah, we'll limp out on that one.
yeah, for sure limping out.
Not like that guy earlier. He certainly wasn't limp.
Oh.